Okay, hi guys. Today I am going to try to make vegan chocolate cupcakes. Well, I'm not going to try, I'm going to make it. And I found this recipe from chowhound.com, and I had considered just adding chocolate to the other plain cupcake recipe I used, but I thought, let me find a proper recipe and we'll test this out. So it calls for a cup of soy milk, apple cider vinegar, 3/4 cup of granulated sugar, oil, vanilla extract, almond extract, flour, cocoa powder, baking soda, baking powder, sea salt, and I'm just going to use, I don't think I'm going to make buttercream frosting. I'll just use what I have. So I'm going to get started.
First, add 1 cup of vanilla soy milk or plain soy milk or any other milk you like. Next, add a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Mix your soy milk and apple cider vinegar together and then let sit for a while so that it thickens up. Now I missed doing something with the recipe, which I'll get to later, but at that point you should actually add in your sugar, vanilla, and other ingredients. But what we're going to do now is add the flour, and you're just going to use a sifter to sift the flour through. Make sure that everything is nice and smooth in your bowl. And you're adding 1 cup of flour. Now sift 1/4 teaspoon of salt and your 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda and your 1/3 cup of cacao into the bowl as well. And I forgot the baking powder, so you need 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, so sift that as well. You're now going to need to start combining your wet and your dry ingredients, and this is where I messed up. I was supposed to add the oil, vanilla, and sugar to this, and I didn't. So you're going to see that I start adding my dry ingredients, and the recipe says to do it in 2 batches. So I'm putting about approximately half of the dry mixture into this, and you're going to mix that up. And once you've finished mixing that up, you're going to put the second half. So I just start with the easy mixing here. And remember guys, when you do this, make sure your sugar, your oil, and your vanilla is in this, because you're going to see what happens to me. And it's a good thing this happened because it alerted me to the fact that I'd missed ingredients. We can all have a brain freeze when we're baking, and baking needs the ingredients to be exact. So you'll see what happened. But you just mix this up, and now I'm adding the second half right here, and I'm going to start mixing again. Okay, so I'm mixing it, and I'm kind of noticing that it's not very soft. It's not looking like runny like the picture. It's almost more of a thick sort of bread batter, for lack of a better word. And I thought, wait a minute, something is not right here. That's when I checked the recipe and I realized I had completely forgot the 1/3 cup of oil. So I start to add it here and I start to mix. All should be good, right? Well, as you're going to see in a moment, all wasn't good. So learn from my mistake, guys, and the good thing is this easily corrected itself once I added the appropriate ingredients. But still, it's loosening up, it's getting softer, but it seems as though the oil is actually not penetrating the dough ball very effectively. I'm like, I've never seen batter like this before. It's all sort of mixing in one big glob, as you can see. And I thought, okay, why is this not working? Is it simply because I didn't add the ingredients at the right time? And then I realized something else. I tasted it and realized I'd forgotten the sugar and the vanilla. Now the vanilla obviously is not really going to make a big difference here in terms of the structure, but I'm adding the almond extract. I use that instead of vanilla. But it's the sugar. Once I add that, that is going to make the difference, as you'll see. And yeah, my stove is a complete mess. So I've put my sugar in there, which is 1/3 cup of sugar. And once I start to mix it, everything starts to work out for me. So the big glob with the oil starts to kind of break down, and very quickly it starts to become more of a proper batter. It was amazing how that happened. I mean, science is so awesome. So look at that, guys. It's becoming more of that beautiful chocolate runny batter that I was looking for. And the day is saved. I was really glad I did not destroy my recipe. So never fear, if you have a mess up like this, you can solve the problem. I'm just tasting that there, and it really tastes delicious, guys. I love this. This recipe makes 12. There are also variations on the Chowhound website to make 24 or even 36, and you just put them into the pan, and look how they come out after 18 minutes. Beautiful. They look amazing and they taste amazing. Now I know I should wait a little longer for them to cool, but I put one in the freezer to cool for a few minutes because I want to taste it right away. I'm impatient. And here I go. I've added my frosting, which is just a Duncan Hines vegan frosting, and it comes off perfectly, nothing sticking to the sides and big gaping pieces. And taste test time, guys. And this chocolate cupcake is delicious. Really, really is. So easy to make. Who needs eggs, guys? No one. You don't even need an egg replacer for this. This is really delicious. These were so moist and tasty, guys. Give them a try. Let me know if you do. And thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe.